David, thank you very much for doing this. Tell me a little bit about what's around us right now.
Well, we're here in Allegheny County in Pennsylvania in a city called Irving. And this is, what you're seeing here is the finishing line, the pickling line. So you have coils here that, weigh about 40 tons.
Wow.
And these coil like this could make like 40 cars or 200 appliances.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's my next question is, who is the biggest customer these days for U.S. Steel?
Well, we have customers in auto, we have customers in appliance, we have customers in construction, we also have oil and gas customers. Auto is the biggest sector, but appliance is also what we do primarily here, is also an important customer to us too.
So everyday Americans who are watching this, they're going to encounter this product most likely in an appliance or in their vehicle?
Absolutely. Mine melted and made in the USA.
All right, tell me about that. So this is not recycled, this is fresh ore out of the ground here in America?
Yes, sir. It starts in the Minnesota ore operations, which we have. We take coal from the Appalachia and then bring it here, put some limestone into a blast furnace in our facility called ET, just a few short miles away. Put it in the blast furnace. We make big slabs that are long slabs that we bring into the hot mill, and then they show up here in the pickling line where we make sure the finish is very good, that fine finish you see on appliances and on automobiles.
Yeah.
That's what happens right here.
You ever wish they were building more Empire State Buildings so you could make a few more sales in that department?
We're excited about what's happening now. Over the next few years, we're going to be spending some $14 billion at U.S. Steel.
Doing what?
We're going to be building our facilities like right here, a couple $1 billion on a brand new hot strip mill. In Minnesota, we're going to be improving the Minnesota ore operations. In Indiana, we're working on blast furnaces there. In Arkansas, we're putting in a DRI facility. And in Alabama, we're also investing there with premium connections for the oil business. And we just opened up a blast furnace in Illinois near Granite City. So we're really excited about what's happening at U.S. Steel.
Talk to me about the big picture. I think the peak for production for U.S. Steel was about 100 million metric tons. That was in the 70s, I believe. You'll correct me. Where are we now, and where do you want to be?
Well, 100 million tons is basically the opportunity here in the United States, and we're 15 to 20% probably on the market share aspect here. But we're going to grow. Autos will grow. Appliances will grow. We actually are investing so much for the future because we see our best days ahead.
Talk to me about the jobs picture. I'm coming to you from Detroit. I was at a Ford plant. I talked to the CEO of GM. They have hiring difficulties that they've talked about where they'll have open jobs for mechanics, but they're unable actually to find somebody for the position.
Yeah, this essential industry, it's a real issue, but so far we've been in really good shape in terms of the people that are attracted to the business that we operate. The people have a very good pay, very good benefits. Let's face it, the people that do the work here, they're the difference that makes it for U.S. Steel.
The tariffs, they came in during the first Trump administration. Biden kept most of them. Now they're back and even higher than before. How are they helping or hurting you here at U.S. Steel?
Oh, they're a game changer.
Really?
We really appreciate that the tariffs are in place. This strengthens national security, economic security, and also makes sure we have job security and creates jobs. So it really is a game changer for us. We need to keep them in place, and then we can make sure this $14 billion is put to work.
When you think about U.S. Steel, as an American, I have a reaction. It's an incredible American company, the might and the history. It's awe-inspiring, as I said. We had this acquisition over the summer with Nippon. How should we feel about it? Are you still an American company?
We have a great partnership with Nippon, and we're grateful for the president who approved this. This partnership really is a game changer because without the partnership, we would not be able to invest as much money as what we're doing now. Let's face it, this is really a wonderful thing for the workers, and the workers were the ones that made this happen. The communities were the ones that made this happen. And President Trump listened to them, and he heard them loud and clear. We need this investment, and we could not have a better partner than Nippon.
As part of the partnership, as you call it, the president has a golden share, allowing him to veto certain key business decisions, like closing a plant or moving locations. How does that work?
Well, there's nothing in this golden share that prevents us from doing what we want to do. We're aligned with what the president wants us to do. In fact, we wouldn't have agreed to this thing if we weren't sure it was going to be great for our workers and great for our company.
The Wall Street Journal, looking at that deal, thinking about it, and other business publications, they've used this term state capitalism. It's capitalism, but you've got this extraordinary state intervention. How do you feel about it? Or how would you describe it, I guess?
I don't see it as a great intervention because the things that are in this, we don't want to do anyway. Like things like changing the name of U.S. Steel. If we want to change the name, we have to get approval for that.
Yeah.
Idle a facility, we don't want to idle a facility. How about, the idea of following the trade laws? We follow the trade laws, so it's not that big a deal for us. What's important here is the investment that we got here, and we're unencumbered with that investment to create the best steel in the world.
I was in a conference room before this, preparing for the interview, and the Carnegie Way is on the wall. Sure. Profit and a relentless focus on profit is a part of that. Sometimes profit means closing a plant. Do you have to get approval from the president if you want to do that?
We don't see us closing a plant. In fact, we just did have an opening here because of demand increasing at Granite City. But
if you had to make a difficult business decision...
If we had to make a difficult business decision, we would have to get approval to close a plant, but we don't see a reason to do that.
Does that still feel like capitalism to you? What would Ronald Reagan say?
Well, you might have to ask him.
I don't think he's available for an interview, but I asked this seriously because if you read the business press, the conversation around this is new. It's a new form of American business. People have not dealt with it before.
We were delighted that we have this golden share because, again, what it does for us is make sure the investments that we want to make are going to be made. We have a national security agreement to make sure that we spend or commit $10.8 billion by the end of 2028. That's exciting. Think about that level of investment in the steel industry. You know what that means to communities and people's lives? And, I was just talking with workers here recently. Yeah. Every one of them are saying, thank goodness for this deal. My kids are going to have a great opportunity to work right here at Irvin or right here in the Mon Valley or any of our facilities because this deal got done. That's the key message here.
So how many jobs do you anticipate being able to add in the years to come?
Well, there's been economic studies on all this. There's thousands of jobs that will be created as a result of that. Just you think about the trades. Building the equipment requires a lot of support. So there's been independent economic development studies that talk about 100,000 direct or indirect jobs.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
And Nippon has been delivering on all the promises?
It's a partnership even better than I imagined. They're transferring technology to us and allowing us to run this business. They are the best partners you can imagine.
And just because I'm a plain-spoken guy and a lot of our viewers just want a bottom line, is U.S. Steel still a U.S. company?
Absolutely is. U.S. Steel Corporation, that's our brand, that's our name, headquartered in Pittsburgh, and we're going to keep it there and continue to build here.
Did President Trump, as I read, and as he said, veto an attempt to close a plant in Illinois?
Well, I think there were some communication issues surrounding that. That was at Granite City. Yeah. And as it turned out, we're actually turning on a blast furnace. And as long as demand is there, that's going to be a good business too. But, we can't guarantee things will stay open. We are going to manage the business, and we're going to keep a great relationship with this administration who did so much for us and the United States to help get this deal done.
So is that a yes or a no? Again, I don't cover business, so did the president veto it or not?
The president did not veto it.
And when you think about who you answer to, is it the shareholder, the Japanese, or the president?
We have a fiduciary duty to national security, and we have a fiduciary duty to Nippon. We keep them aligned, and it's a beautiful thing.
So this model of state capitalism, or whatever you want to call it, you think it's a good one for the future of American business?
I can't speak about how it works for others because these deals are very different. We got a great deal. Nippon got a great deal, and our future is incredibly bright, and our workers feel that way too.
I'm glad to hear that, and I hope all those jobs do come online. Is there anything else I'm not asking that you think I should know?
Well, just remember, we're still mine melted and made in the good old USA, and we're going to create some wonderful jobs for people that are going to endure for decades. It's really an exciting time for U.S. Steel.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it,
Thanks.
David. Thank you.